And how do you do, buckaroos? How the heck are you? So I've got an old standard here from Boulevard, their 80-acre hoppy wheat. I'm going to just give you a little bit of info from their website, if I can do it without knocking everything over like I've been doing all day today. 5.5%, 20 IBUs. Their bottle lists at 5.5%, but does not list IBUs. I've just noticed, and I didn't notice before, I just now noticed that on their old packaging, they had always listed before that they were bottle conditioned. They do not say that anymore, so I don't know if this just changed or if they just don't list it on the bottles anymore. So there you go. Hell, I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, again, from their website, I'm going to read just a little bit. With roots in two of today's most popular brewing styles, 80-acre hoppy wheat beer is a result of careful cultivation by our brewers and cellarmen. Their results to craft a hybrid yielded a bumper crop of flavor, delightfully distinctive ale with the aroma of an IPA and the refreshing taste of a wheat beer. Again, 5.5%. Let's see, I think it lists malts down here. Let me scroll down. Yeah, malts are pale malt, unmalted wheat, and malted wheat. Hops are kettle hops are Chinook, experimental 6300, and Cascade. Dry hopping Cascade Nelson Sauvignon. So that would explain the flavors in this thing. So there you go. And get back to the camera here. Let me show you the beer. It is slightly cloudy. Oh, it's very nice. Yeah, I think they list actual aromas here, but my mind isn't focused today. They tell you fresh citrusy notes. Yeah, you certainly get that malt. Light, sweet, and bready. Hops are light bitterness and flavor. Fresh citrusy notes. So let's talk about that first. On the aroma, yes, a lot of citrus. I personally am getting some lemon zest. Some hints of tangerine. That's for you, Dave. Anyways, an incredibly drinkable beer. I'm not going to call it a session ale or a session beer at 5.5%. I'm not, but it is certainly a good summer beer. It is light, it's easy to drink, it's perfect if you're going to a barbecue, picnic, family reunion. Of course, going to a family reunion, maybe you need something of higher alcohol content to brave the relatives. But if you're going to be drinking for a period of time, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm going to call, I look at session different than traditionalists do. For me, 5.5%. I'll be honest with you, I look at anything under 6% as something I can do. My view of a session beer for me, I'm going to a card game. That is my session. It is about a 4-hour card game. Anything I can drink six of and not end up broken naked, that I'm calling a session beer. So for me, 5.5% falls within that range. For me, anything under 6%, truthfully, falls within that range. So I'm using the term session a little loosely and different than many traditionalists do. But I didn't grow up in Britain, so I don't have to adhere to what they think a session beer ought to be. I'm an American by golly, and whatever I think is a session. There's no hard and fast rules. The session beer police aren't going to come and arrest you. And some people just get way too fucking uptight about silly ass things, in my opinion. So there you go. Sorry for cussing, folks at Boulevard. Now I know you have to denounce my video, but hey, I like your stuff regardless. Yeah. So, anyways, now that I've really digressed, yeah, some of those citrus aromas that I mentioned, you do get on the flavor as well. Most specifically, the lemon zest. I really feel that lemon zest the most of all the citrus notes. Especially right on the very back end, you really feel that lemon zest, in my opinion. Let's have that nice wheat body. It's not too thin. It's not too heavy. Again, it's something very easy to drink. And even though it is somewhat hoppy, it is a beer that I think I would recommend to non-craft drinkers if I had a bunch and was willing to share a few. Anybody knows me knows I love sharing beer. But yeah, I mean, I would because, and I wouldn't mention the hoppy part, even though it says so on the label. I would just let them drink it and see. Sometimes things are in a word. If I were to pour that in a plastic cup, if I was at a barbecue, or a glass if I was at home, and just give it to somebody. Don't mention that hoppy part because a lot of people are non-craft drinkers are afraid of that word hoppy. Yeah, I would, and I think most would like it. It is just very enjoyable. It is very crisp. It's very clean. It's very refreshing, and it's very enjoyable. And it looks rather nice in my amp still. Anyways, I like this glass. I don't know. It's I've been using it more as a pilsner kind of glass, or I mean, for pilsners, but I think it works for a beer like this as well. Oh, gosh, it is tasty, especially on a day like I have today. It is humid as all hell. I was going to say something and I changed. That's why you had that stutter thing going on there. I have Tourette's, so sometimes my brain and my mouth don't do the same thing. So sometimes when I say something, the Tourette's comes out. I try to find a way to work it into the conversation so it doesn't necessarily look like Tourette's. Or when I'm twitching, when I'm having tics, I tend to hide it in motions like this. I scratch my nose a lot. I scratch my chin a lot. You'll see me do this. Uh, But I mean, as kind of a pain in the ass as it is, it's not debilitating. I can function on Tourette's, or I try to function on Tourette's. It can be. I don't have it as severe as many do, and I try to hide it as well as I can, especially if I'm out in public. Sometimes you can hold the ticks back for a little bit. It just depends. As I'm getting older, I've noticed it is increasingly. It's become increasingly harder to hold them in because I mean, they have to come out at some point. You can't just hold it in and forget about it. There are times that I've had to keep it together so long at work that I just come home and my ticks will just go crazy for about 30 minutes, and it just wears you out. You want folks don't really understand when I say that to them, but you're doing all sorts of involuntary motions or movements. It just wears your ass out, man. Uh, But I'm not complaining. You work with what you got, right? I've got an old battered body with dress. And most of that's my fault. I didn't pay attention when I was younger. No, I'm fine. Some of the things I did as a younger man, I'm kind of regretting now. But you do what you do. My dad was kind of an old school guy. He was a World War II veteran. He actually had a Bronze Star for World War II and a Purple Heart. He was just a very interesting guy, very colorful, even more so than me, if you can believe that. Yeah, but he was kind of one of those guys, you just walk it off. So, I mean, anything short of losing a limb, you just got up and you didn't complain about it. So I kind of grew up that way. You just don't bitch about little shit. And I think we've become a society where everybody just wants to bitch about little shit all the time, especially with social media, right? I mean, you hear about everybody's little boo boos, and I mean, come on. Sometimes I have lost a lot of friends over stuff because I get tired of hearing about stupid shit. So I've had a few folks, unfriend me because I've told it like I saw it. And some people don't like that, man. I like to tell folks, if you're going to act like an ass, I'm going to treat you like one. I'm a very nice guy, but if you're going to act like a prick, I'm going to throw it right back at you. Excuse me, I apologize to the folks at Boulevard for losing control of this video. I know you're not going to be able to support it with everything else that I've said in here, but that's okay because I support you. I like your beer. This one's fantastic. It is a perfect summer beer. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, and we'll talk to you later.